Good morning and welcome. I think everybody knows who I am, but just in case, and for the record, Carrie Fisher, Library Director, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to the unveiling of our Diversity Quilt. And I do want to say a few words about the Diversity Quilt. Even though this seems like it was a project a long time in the making, we started this in 2008 with the invitation from Tommy Woon to develop a diversity plan. There were many projects along the way in terms of projects that led to the development of the quilt, including some workshops on diversity, participating in the Allies Project, and I am very pleased to see members of multiculturalism here in Tommy's absence. I want to say a few things about the quilt and explain what the project represents. This is very much a team project in which every single member of the library staff participated, both by creating a square and there were also efforts involved in a website presence, which we'll also be unveiling today. The quilt represents, and I'm going to have to read this because I don't want to make any mistakes. The quilt represents the staff individually and collectively, but also parallels the library's commitment to represent and celebrate the diversity of our community. It's a symbol of both our individual values and the values of the library, and it's intended to represent and make everyone feel welcome in the library and find a piece of themselves in the quilt. And one of the things I want to emphasize, that we will repeat frequently, is that the library considers itself to be a place where everyone and every point of view is represented. Whether you agree with various points of view that are kept within the library, we still have those expressions here. We look at the library as a place where people can come and feel comfortable, share and exchange ideas, and again, find examples of every point of view represented someplace in the library. I want to also recognize the steering committee because the individuals that were involved in the 3-year process to culminate with the diversity plan include Jackie Betsworth, Angie Fakes, Dave Collins, Ellen Holt-Worley, and Jean Bacone, who I know is here somewhere. Oh, there she is, she's in the back. Okay. We had meetings on a regular basis that led to the development of the plan, and the steering committee felt the key goals were to provide an opportunity to work together in a new way, and you'll be able to talk to staff members that will tell you this was a very different project. We wanted to celebrate our diversity, we wanted to allow individuals to express their ideas, and we wanted to increase and transform our understanding and awareness of diversity. So when we unveil the quilt, there are individual pieces, but together they collectively celebrate the whole. And in addition to the quilt pieces, which will be seen in a minute, we do have a website where you can hear or listen or watch or read people talk about their individual squares. And I will invite members of my staff, if anybody does want to add information about their square, after we do the unveiling. Anybody wants to come forward and talk about it? I'm happy to hear from you. Now, I have to also recognize 3 individuals with whom, without their work, this would not exist. And I would like Janet and Jean and Jackie to come forward to do the unveiling of the quilt. You have no idea how many hours these 3 individuals put in, but it is a result of their work that we have a creative collective whole.
This is
so
just a man.
if you'll do the honors, hopefully not knock it down.
Let's do it. All right.
And every piece has a story. So is there anybody from the staff who wanted to share information about their piece, or would you rather let your expression take place on the website? And by clicking each of the squares, you'll hear or read a piece by people that talk about their squares. But I really want to thank everybody for joining us. Is there anybody that wants to say anything from the library staff before we let people come forward and look at the squares?
The only thing I would add, since there are other members of the community here outside of the library and media services, that one of the things that I think is a really hard message for us to get across is that this is, it's our library, but it's everybody's library, and only with people speaking up to let us know what it means to them and what maybe we're missing here in terms of the collection or elsewhere. And if anybody could help us spread that message, we're very open to suggestions and comments and helping us develop this collection, which is very hard to do as one person or even 20 people, and make sure we're capturing the needs of the community. So anybody who could help spread that for us is much appreciated. So that's all.
We will have a link to the quilt from our main page. We're leaving the machine up for at least till the end of the semester so that students, faculty, and staff can stop by at any time, and by selecting one of the squares, you'll see who did the square and hear a little bit more about them. I apparently ramble too much, and I'm going to shorten my talk, but if you catch it fast, you can hear all the unedited version. So anyway, there's food, there's coffee. Please join us in celebrating the quilt and take a look at it, closer pieces if you want. Thank you for coming.